Black Air Force energy. There's honestly no other way to describe a majority of the characters in Tokyo Revengers. Cause yo, let me tell you, these guys do not give a fuck, bro. But if you don't know what Tokyo Revengers is, then I'll give you a little rundown. Basically, the main character Takamichi, who isn't exactly really happy with the current life that he's living, ends up dying in the present day and somehow gains the ability to end up 12 years in the past. And throughout the series, he has to use that power to change the events of the current day. And actually, throughout the series, you do see how he affects the current day because he does end up going back on a bunch of different occasions. Like in some timelines, man went from being a complete loser to a drug lord, bro. This guy was going crazy in the past. If I were to compare Tokyo Revengers to anything, it would be like Erased, just in its own different setting. Main character still has the same power, you know, traveling in between the future and the past, but just has its own setting, its own conflict, and its own characters. Basically, Takamichi is charged with the task of preventing the death of the girl that he loves. And in order to do that, he actually needs to infiltrate the gang that is responsible for her death. And the most interesting part about this gang is that a majority of them are literally 15-year-old. That's right. This nigga with the dragon tattoo on his head is a high schooler. Another thing I like to point out about Tokyo Revengers though is that yo, the characters be swaggy, bro. Like yo, I don't know how the author came up with this, but yo, these characters be looking hella good, man. I can't even lie. Like yo, when Takamichi came back to the future and the man was a drug lord, bro, the man was dripped out. But what I really want to focus on are two characters. One is the nigga with the dragon tattoo. His nickname is actually Draken, and the leader of the actual gang, which is Mikey. These two characters live and breathe Black Air Force energy, bro. It's wild. Just look at this introduction when they come in the anime.
お疲れ様です。
The guy he kicked was actually showing respect to Mikey and is a part of their actual gang. He just kicked him for getting in the way. And you already know, if Mikey's the leader, this guy's gotta be the most savage out of all of them. When Draken and Mikey originally met, Draken was sent to go find Mikey and bring him to some bullies that actually wanted to beat Mikey up. But what nobody expected was for Mikey to literally, as soon as he showed up, run straight to the bully and drop kick him and scare away the others. Like, bro, the man is 12. The man was 12. And as the series continues, you see a lot of more feats from both Draken and Mikey and just the insane shit that they do, man. Like, it's really crazy. But the overall story kind of just shows that, yo, these guys are really ride or die, bro. It doesn't matter how many people they're taking on. If it's 2 of them versus 200 people, as long as their friends have their back or they're fighting for their homies, these guys will not back down. And eventually, Takamichi himself actually develops the Black Air Force energy. And also, just like a majority of action animes, we do have sad backstories and we do get a lot of connections between the characters, especially characters that you wouldn't expect to be connected. Tokyo Revengers does a great job adding in twists and little special things into its story that make it bingeable. Like literally, after I discovered this anime, I read 200 chapters in 2 days, bro. I couldn't put it down. Although I do regret it now because I gotta wait for weekly updates. But if you are someone who's looking for an entertaining story to watch or read, Tokyo Revengers is definitely a top tier story right now. It's also one of those series with a really slow introduction, but once it pops off, bro, it keeps popping off. After catching up on Tokyo Revengers, I just felt so bad for Takamichi because the man just couldn't catch a break. But when you're an anime MC, what else do you expect? You know what I'm saying? But quite honestly, Tokyo Revengers has been an amazing series so far, and earlier I did compare it to Erased, but it definitely does have its own identity, and I would encourage everybody to watch it. If you guys don't know where to watch it, it's actually on Crunchyroll right now. And honestly, there's no better time to get into Tokyo Revengers because next episode, it's really about to pop off. And like I said, yo, when it gets popping, it gets popping, bro. It's wild. And as you guys continue to watch the series, you'll actually meet a lot more characters that come off as more savage and rude than Mikey and Draken themselves. You'll meet some real homies, trust me, some real ride or die homies and you'll meet some characters that you fucking hate. But Tokyo Revengers is without a doubt one of the most entertaining stories that I've read within recent memory. From the comedy to the gang wars, Tokyo Revengers does not miss. And even though I only really talked about Mikey and Draken in this video, like I said, there's a lot of other characters out there in the series that emit this fucking Black Air Force energy, bro. So if you guys are looking for a series to watch or read, Tokyo Revengers is not a bad choice at all. But I think I'm just gonna cut this video here for today. If you guys did enjoy this video, please leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe. In the future, I do plan to do a lot more videos like this. They're a bit more chill, a bit more fast paced, and they're not as long. And as always, it's the real King Kai, and thank you guys for watching.